Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the Decepticon Cyclonus. What we'll do in this video, we'll have a quick look at him in both of his modes, that way you can decide which way you want to display him. We'll also have a look at things that you need to be aware of if you're after purchasing one for yourself. I'm lucky enough to have a couple of different types of packaging, so we can have a look at both of them and see the difference in the artwork and maybe the battle scenes in the back. And you'll also notice I've got two of them in robot mode, and that's because one of them is a known variant. You might not be able to see it at the moment with the way that the light's glaring, but I'll bring it to the camera and I'll show you the main differences between them. So, as I said, his name is Cyclonus. He came out in 1986. He was part of Series 3 of the Generation 1 wave of Transformers, and of course he first made his appearance in the Transformers animated movie in 1986 as well. And he was the reformatted or the recreated version of Skywarp, but some people claim Bombshell as well. Either or, he was reformatted by Unicron, and this is the figure that you've got, well, the character that you've got, shall we say. We're going to start off with looking at him in robot mode, and I've got to confess before we start, I love this figure, and as a child I really did as well. I just thought that he looked fantastic in both modes, but I think I was really more impressed perhaps with the alternate mode. Maybe because it was just something that was so different. Obviously the Seeker jets, we've seen jets like that in real life. Same with the Autobot cars, but I think, you know, the alternate mode was very, very original at the time. We'll come to that in a second. So here he is in robot mode. You can see already that stickers are going to play quite a big part with this, and they do make him look good. On the one just behind him, unfortunately, that hasn't really got any stickers, and you can see the difference it makes already. Also, although he didn't have ball and socket joints, he's got a lot of articulation. His arms move up and down, but the main problem sometimes with these is they do come off, and if you're trying to get hold of one of these, just make sure that you've got the same individual arms. Sometimes they do come off, sometimes they get lost, and I've actually seen listings with two of the same arm on, believe it or not. He came with this accessory. It was just his gun, which looks like that. There you go, that's his weapon there. It's the only gun that it came with. But again, the articulation's good. You can move the legs, you can move them at the knees, and you can move the arms at the elbows as well. At the back, you've just got the nose jet of the front of his spaceship. There's quite a lot of screws you can see on the front and the back, so be aware of them if they do get corroded. Now, before we're going to go to alternate mode, we're going to bring the other one over. And this is really ironic because you can see there at the top of his head there, this is known as either the blue-eared or the blue-waisted Cyclonus, and it's a known variant, so both obviously were readily available, and that is the main difference. You may have them, you may have had it without even realising, but the funny thing is all the artwork depicted him with this blue waistband and blue ears, and you can see right now they're right next to each other the difference it makes with the stickers. So I'm just going to pop him back there a second, and we're going to look at the alternate mode. I've discussed this a bit already. Again, love it. Just think it looks fantastic. I think the transformation process as well was really quite slick. I like the way everything just sort of folded up. He does have quite a thin body obviously, but it just looks really, really good. You've got the landing gear which folds out of his chest there, and the wheels which spin either side. But I've already mentioned, and I'll quickly mention it again, I love the alternate mode. At the time it was like something you'd never seen before, so that's probably why it appealed to me so much as a child. I'm just going to bring these slowly out of the way, and we're going to have a look at some of the artwork then. We'll start off with the standard Hasbro box, which is this. I'm quite lucky to be fair, this is a really good condition box, and this is what I was referring to earlier. He's got blue ears and he's got the blue waistband in the artwork, and we're going to spin it around at the back, and there we go. We've got the famous 1986 battle scene with the two Titans, Trypticon and Metroplex, both in their base modes. Interesting thing on the bottom, you've got a price there, £10.99. Roughly into today's language, that would probably just about buy you a Legends figure, or maybe it wouldn't even cover the two Micromasters, maybe even one of the Battle Masters. So you can see how times have changed. Moving on to the Takara version. So the Takara version is the Japanese release, and this is, I think, the first time in any of the Japanese figures that I've got that the box is actually bigger. It definitely is, just about. It's taller. The big difference between the Japanese and the UK boxes is they used polystyrene to keep them all in. The D stands for Destron, which was Decepticon, and the artwork for the figures exactly the same. On the back you've got the same artwork as well. It just looks, yeah, it's just, is it a bit more zoomed in? Let's have a quick look. You've just got a little bit more at the bottom there where Silver Bolt and Hot Rod is. Otherwise you've got the same picture. Sometimes you get different versions depending on the release, but that's a very, very well used and great piece of artwork for the 1986 figures. Great figure, very popular, always getting re-released under the Generations line. He's just about to get another incarnation of the Studio Series 86. That looks really good, to be fair. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to buy one. I'm trying not to. I really am trying not to buy so many of them. Let's just pan them back in again. But as I've already said, one of my favourite figures as a child. Displays really well. I couldn't decide which way to display. Obviously I'm lucky enough that I've got both, and I'd probably have to do the same. There we go, just put that back in position. Cool figure, cool character, nice. As I say, I'm looking forward to the new one that gets released as well. I hope you enjoyed looking at him. I hope it brought back some nice memories. Hope you found it informative. See if you guys have got any of the blue tipped ones. That one is the one that's slightly rarer, to be honest, so it's interesting if you just double check yours. And again, keep your suggestions coming, keep your ideas coming. Day 1 of UK Lockdown 2 starts today, so I'm going to hopefully have a bit more time to again put some more content on the channel. So keep your ideas, keep your suggestions coming forwards, and thank you very much all for watching. Take care.